everybody. I am Bonnie Lakorsky, Marketing Manager for Stanton Chase Boston. And with me today, I have Rich Kolpasky. Rich is the Industrial Practice Leader for North America, and he's also a Managing Director in the Detroit office. So, Rich, like I just said, you're the Industrial Practice Leader for North America. Tell me a little bit about your role and what that means.
Yeah, well, first off, Bonnie, really nice to be talking to you today. I appreciate the opportunity. So, as you said, I kind of wear two hats, if you will. The first hat is as the managing director of the Detroit practice, and that just involves all the day-to-day running of all the things that we do out here. And as you may know, I'm one of three consultants out here. There's also my partners, Jeff Sapina and Mike Asher. So that's kind of the first part of what I do. The second hat that I wear, as you said, I'm the leader of the industrial practice group for North America. And essentially, what I do in that role is play a coordination role to make sure the industrial practitioners in the region are working together, collaborating, sharing best practices, and putting our best foot forward in terms of both execution for our clients as well as business development.
I know that you know the automotive sector considerably well. And in the past few years, I feel like I've seen the rise of the electric vehicles and more so now the autonomous vehicles. Can you tell me what I should expect next?
Yeah, that's a great question. You're right. I have a passion for the automotive business, which is good being out here in the Motor City. But you just mentioned two of the most important macro trends. You mentioned electric vehicles and autonomy, which are actually really they're very closely related to each other. So the electric vehicles and autonomy are going to continue to be major technology drivers for at least the next 5 or 10 years. And the other two that kind of go with that are the areas of connectivity and ride sharing.
I will admit that before we started this interview, I took it upon myself to look up some local Detroit cuisine. Now, imagine my surprise having lived in Boston my entire life and hearing about a Boston cooler. Can you please tell me what that is? And do I need to try it?
It's a funny question. I've always kind of thought it's amusing. I have some great friends that are in Boston or are from Boston, and most people, I would say most, but many people in Boston have no idea what a Boston cooler is because it's a Detroit thing. It was actually invented in Detroit, and so a Boston cooler is a combination of vanilla ice cream and Verner's ginger ale. Should you try it? You absolutely should.
Absolutely. And I personally cannot wait to try not only the Boston cooler, but any other local Detroit cuisine because it does sound absolutely delicious. So I do have a last question here for you, just so you know, catch a little bit off guard. Big Ten college football is going to start this weekend. Tell me, who is your money on, Michigan or Michigan State?
I'll answer that, but before I answer that, I have to put a plug in for my undergraduate alma mater, which is Army.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure they're 5-1, so they're starting off good. So my first alliance comes to the Black Knights. It is a very touchy question. The Michigan versus Michigan State is a very delicate question, and like a lot of people here, I come from a family that's split. There's an equal number of Wolverines and there's an equal number of Spartans. But to answer your question, I go more green than blue. My mother got a 2-year degree at Michigan State. I got my MBA there, and my son is a senior there at Michigan State. So we got 3 generations, and since Michigan State gets a lot of my money these days, I lean more towards the Spartans, but I have a lot of respect for the Wolverines at the same time.
Great to know. Great to know. Well, thank you so much for taking a few minutes out of your day here to tell me a little bit about you, Detroit, and of course, college football.
My pleasure, Bonnie. Thanks for the time. I appreciate the opportunity.